guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a reading for the Sodder family. Well, mainly the children that went missing, 5 of them. So on Christmas Eve of 1945, a fire destroyed the Sodder residence in Fayetteville, West Virginia. At the time, the house was occupied by George Sodder, his wife Jenny, and 9 of their 10 children. During the fire, George, Jenny, and 4 of their 9 children escaped. The bodies of the other 5 children were never found. The surviving Sodder family apparently believed for the rest of their lives that the 5 missing children survived, which, it takes a lot to, completely disintegrate a body. No traces. So anyway, we're going to look into what really happened to the 5 missing Sodder children. And then we're going to look into the fire, why it was set, who said it, So let's try to get some insight and information about what was going on with this family. Let's get to it. Spirit guides, guardian angels, please join me. Spirit guides, can you please show me the tarot? What really happened to the missing 5 Sodder children? Can you please give me insight and information regarding the missing... What happened to the 5 missing Sodder children? Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords here. And the Ace of Swords. And the 5 of Cups. Okay. Can you please show me, Spirit, why was the Sodder's family house set on fire on Christmas Eve in 1945? Who set it on fire and why was it set on fire? So we have the Tower card. Knight of Swords in the reverse. And the Chariot. I'm going to do one more question. What information could help find or help in knowing what happened with the Sodder family and as well as the 5 children that went missing? What was going on with them? So we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the Lovers in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse that wanted to come out. So, and on the bottom is the 2 of Swords. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so the Queen of Swords suggests an older, potentially an air sign, which would be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra female, an older female. This would be possibly a mom, a mother-in-law for one of them. Someone involved in their family who provided assistance and help in deciding and making decisions regarding necessary adjustments that needed to be made. This woman energy knew fully and understood fully what occurred to those precious babies. It also relates to carefully considering the next step, the decisions that you make, and the next actions that are taken. So this is taking your time, deliberating, carefully thinking things through prior to acting further. They fully came to a plan, in my opinion. For me, before the fire occurred and before the kids were known to be missing, it was fully set into plan and the children were gone prior to that. The Ace of Swords speaks to moving forward with the plans, essentially being given the green light to start setting things into motion for whatever the plan that they came up with. Which I feel, in my opinion, allegedly relates to the fire and alerting of the kids being gone. I think that, like I just said, the kids were gone a while prior. I don't know when the last time those 5 children were seen, but I'm wagering to guess it was at least a week to 2 weeks, a good time, a good amount of time. It didn't happen all at once. It was very well and meticulously done. Um, so the Five of Cups in the reverse, which I feel relates to the 5 children with the number, but it's moving on from past pain, letting it go. It's all washed down the drain. That's also water. I am feeling water was involved in whatever occurred to the children. Personally, in my opinion, what I'm picking up on and the things I'm seeing, I feel like the kids were either drugged and drowned or drowned. This plan was put forward because it was the only way to get out of their troubled situation for them in their mind. This is from me speaking from the perspective I'm feeling of them. The couple, the family. 9 kids is a lot, you know? And it's hard to feed yourselves these days and take care of a family. But, so, and that's not to excuse them, please don't take it as that. They were ready to move forward from the troubling times, let it behind them. Relief from the weight and the pressure and the responsibilities on their shoulders that they were under. The Tower shows me the fire was set out of an act of desperation, an attempt to escape turmoil. It was done under faulty pretense to distract from the loss of those 5 babies. To bear, they were unable to bear the burden anymore. It's possible that there was a loss of job, loss of income. There was something regarding money. They were unable to feed these children. It was becoming an issue for them. They weren't able to get ahead. Everything was going down the drain, and for them, this was the way to save it, kind of, I guess. I don't know why, but this is their choice they went with, in my opinion. They were unable to bear the burdens and responsibilities of all of 9 of the children anymore. They weren't able to feed them. They weren't able to take care of them. It was too much. The Knight of Swords reverse shows arguments between the parents. They weren't on the same page of it. There was a compromise that needed to be made in regards to how to best move forward, and the solution. They came up with hurting their children. Essentially, that was the first part of the plan. We have to pick which children we can best move forward with. Basically, probably the older ones, or their favorites. Almost like they had to pick their favorites. Which ones are expendable. In order to get their footing back, the Chariot shows they were fully in control of the situation and the circumstances. The woman energy, this mother, which would be a mother-in-law or a mother, in my opinion, of the woman to me. I feel like it's to the woman, but it could be to the male figure. But it's someone in the family that was alerted, possibly even in the plan then, because she knew everything. So she was very clear. There was no miscommunication there. She helped them find, a solution to it. The Chariot shows me that prior to the fire being set, the kids were already gone, already put to their destination. It was already planned. Everything was planned meticulously, carefully, in detail for a while. The kids were moved somewhere. I don't feel that they're alive, and I don't necessarily know about the other children. It's possible they went were somewhere else when this happened. I don't know, or told to lie. I don't know if they all had to get on the same page. Not really picking up on the other children and their knowledge, but the children were almost like looked at as who can I benefit the most from, and who do I love too much to let go of? What 5 can I just like toss to the side? It's horrible. So that they can move forward and, you know, whatever. But this woman energy, as soon as the kids were relocated, moved, put where they're supposed to go, wherever that may be, she alerted them to go ahead and move forward, that they were ready. She let them know that it's time to go forward with the plan, to start the fire, to get it going, basically. The Ace of Wands in the reverse is them feeling weighed down by their commitments and responsibilities again. Some type of delay here. I feel like someone lost their job. There was some type of job loss or money loss, substantial loss that occurred that they were not going to be able to recover from. It's also regarding delays. So delaying the fire, delaying this activity until the perfect moment. It was set when it was set for a specific reason. They wanted to finish it, but they couldn't finish their task because they were waiting to the perfect time, doing it the right way. It caused a little bit of frustration, but they were going with their previous preparations that they had already made, relying on them, doing what they had prepared to do. But it was becoming kind of frustrating because, you know, it's kind of like an anxiety thing, I would guess. The Lovers in reverse shows the disharmony with regards to money, the children, all of that was making daily life very miserable for them. It also shows imbalance in their feelings, I think. I think that because the Two of Swords on the bottom, essentially a decision was made for her. I don't think the mom could make one, and it was just made for her. She just basically put her blinders on and acted like she didn't, you know, whatever. They wanted to avoid responsibility for the actions that they took, the extreme actions, and their decision to solidify immediate gratification. Trying to blame, you know, other circumstances, possibly even had someone they were going to try and pin it on even. I will say, I'm guessing they got like insurance or something. There's some kind of benefit financially that they got that helped that burden too. But it was just an afterthought almost. They were just like, we can't go forward with all these kids. It's just too much for us. They made very impulsive choices, or a very impulsive decision when they made the choice that they needed to lessen their responsibilities, as in lessen the amount of children that they needed to provide for and take care of in life in general. The Wheel of Fortune shows them not being able to control things after it's set into motion, which means after the fire, after they're reported missing, they were not going to be able to control that as much as they wanted to. They had to control as much as they could prior to that in order to get a well enough standing. They were putting themselves in a position where they were being very flexible, able to be flexible and change plans or change things if necessary after that. It also relates to the downturn of money. The money that they lost, whatever money issue happened, is very sudden, and it really put a toll on them. It was very unwelcome. But it also relates to them being prepared for what was coming next. They knew that they were going to have to start the fire right here. They were going to have to do it. They were waiting for what they planned to do, causing them to be anxious and fight with each other. Because, you know, I mean, it has to be a stressful situation after the children are essentially murdered, in a sense, allegedly, in my opinion. just due to their downturn of luck, and they just didn't want to have the responsibilities anymore. They wanted to resolve their problems. The Two of Swords also relates to the stalling progress and the action taken. Trying to make a choice between children, choice between what they're going to do. The wife figure, I feel like, had a choice made for her because she could not. It was a choice that was necessary in order to remove what was blocking them from being able to resolve their problems in their life and for long term. It was a very, I don't know what suddenly happened, what suddenly got lost, what happened that, I mean, in a way I do, I guess, but I don't know if it was a job loss, but it was a very big loss that was so devastating that fundamentally this was the decision that they felt was rational almost. They could have set the house on fire if it was an insurance thing and got the insurance money like that. But no, they had to lessen the burden forever, kind of. This is too much. Like, they realized 9 kids was too much to take care of. Maybe they should have realized that, 5 pregnancies prior to that. 4 kids ain't nothing to skunk at, I don't think. So, more than 1 kid is a lot. Kids are expensive, And they had 9 of them, but they were just like, you know what? We brought them into this world. Let's just go on and take them out because it's just too much, Sorry about that, y'all. It's just, ugh. Like they were disposable. It's horrible. I hate that. I really do. But let me know what you guys think about that. I'm actually surprised. I figured, if anything, that they would have done something with money-wise, as in, like, trafficking them, trying to sell them into whatever and get money in that way. But I feel a drowning type thing, like they were drowned. They could even be in water. But it's going to be a good way away from where they live because, if they were ever found, they wanted it to point towards someone else being responsible, So let me know what you think. Love ya. Thanks for watching, guys.